In this video we are going to talk about 8 dividend stocks for 2022. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. You will be investing in firms that give a percentage of their income to shareholders every 3 months if you decide to add a selection of top dividend stocks to your portfolio. There are numerous metrics to consider when selecting the finest dividend stocks for your portfolio. You should look into how long the company has been making dividend payments, and whether it has a track record of raising payments in addition to the level of the dividend yield on offer. You should also consider the dividend stock's fundamentals, such as how their share price has increased in previous years in comparison to the larger market. Number 8. CocaCola, established dividend stock with huge reputation. CocaCola is another terrific dividend stock to consider. Coca-Cola's directors approved their 60th straight annual dividend increase in February 2022. This means that Coca-Cola has not only paid a dividend, but also grown the magnitude of its annual payment for the past 6 decades. As a result, regardless of how the overall economy has fared, Coca-Cola has proven to be one of the greatest dividend companies to purchase and own for stability and consistency. After all, its brands, which include Fanta, Dr. Pepper, Sprite, Costa Coffee, Schweppes, and Oasis, are available in nearly every country on the planet. Coca-Cola now has a running dividend yield of just over 2.7%. Coca-Cola's price has increased by about 20% in the last year. The stock market has surged by nearly 48% in the last 5 years. Direct competitor PepsiCo, on the other hand, has seen its stock rise by 21% and 52% in the last year and 5 years, respectively. As a result, Coca-Cola has outperformed PepsiCo by a small margin. With that stated, Coca-Cola has outperformed the NYSE Composite, which has grown by only 4% and 46% over the same time span, respectively. Number 7. Johnson & Amp, Johnson. Johnson & Amp, Johnson, like Coca-Cola, is a dependable dividend king that has increased its annual payment for at least 60 years. Johnson & Amp, Johnson has been a global leader in numerous main areas for more than 130 years, including home and surgical items, over-the-counter medications, and, most recently, a COVID-19 vaccine. The Johnson & Amp, Johnson brand is typically regarded as a reliable stock due to the products it provides. This means that even if the economy is struggling, Johnson & Amp, Johnson products will continue to be in high demand. As a result, Johnson & Amp, Johnson is one of the greatest dividend companies for investors looking for high-quality stocks. Johnson & Amp, Johnson stock has gained by more than 12% in the past year on the stock market. Furthermore, during the last 5 years, the stock has increased by nearly 50%. The S&Amp Wink with tongue sticking out 500 has gained by 8% and 91%, respectively, over the same time span. Johnson & Amp, Johnson has a 2.3% running dividend yield. Number 6. Exxon Mobil. If you're seeking for the best performing dividend stocks with high yields, the energy sector is a good place to start. After all, companies in this industry are known for paying out some of the highest dividend returns in the market. Exxon Mobil, a US-based pioneer in worldwide oil and gas exploration, is at the forefront of this. Exxon Mobil stocks currently have a running dividend yield of 4%. Exxon Mobil equities were generating a dividend yield of 7 to 8% throughout the epidemic, which is still appealing. It's also worth noting that Exxon Mobil stock has risen significantly in recent months. The spike in global oil prices, which have now reached $100 per barrel, is largely to blame. Exxon Mobil stock, for example, has grown by 56% in the last year. The shares have done poorly over the last 5 years, with increases of only 7%. Exxon Mobil, on the other hand, can be an excellent addition to your long-term income portfolio. Number 5. Philip Morris International. Philip Morris International is a multinational cigarette company that operates in more than 180 countries. This top-rated stock had a 5% running yield, making it one of the most appealing dividend programs in the business. Philip Morris International is as reliable as it gets when it comes to long-term growth. After all, tobacco's addictive nature ensures that Philip Morris International's products, which include the top cigarette brand Marlboro, will always be in demand, regardless of the state of the economy. Furthermore, when Philip Morris International's revenues decline, the company is known to raise its prices with little influence on overall demand. Philip Morris International's shares has increased approximately 10% in value over the previous year. Although this is significantly below the market average, keep in mind that, based on current pricing, you will also be entitled to a 5% running yield. Number 4. Verizon Communications. Verizon Communications is one of the greatest long-term dividend stocks to consider buying right now for a variety of reasons. First and foremost, despite the fact that Verizon Communications is not a dividend aristocrat, which requires a 25-year growth in distributions, the company has been providing quarterly payments for 15 years. Furthermore, each payment made in the previous 15 years has grown in value. As a result, Verizon Communications is a reliable dividend stock. Verizon Communications now has a running dividend yield of over 5%. This top-rated dividend stock also has an appealing PE ratio, which we appreciate. This could signal that Verizon Communications is cheap in the current market relative to the rest of the industry. Verizon Communications' 5G rollout is making outstanding progress in terms of important projects. On the other side, it's worth noting that this dividend stock is down 7% in the last 12 months and only up 13% in the last 5 years. Number 3. Chevron. Chevron is another energy firm worth considering from our list of the best dividend stocks. This oil and gas company, established in the United States, is well positioned to benefit from the ongoing sanctions against Russian exports. Chevron stock has risen over 67% in the last 12 months alone. Chevron is also a solid dividend aristocrat, not least since the company has increased its dividend for 36 consecutive years. You'll enjoy a running yield of almost 3.3% if you buy this top-rated dividend stock. Chevron also has a strong balance sheet, which we find appealing. This includes a large amount of free cash flow, which will allow Chevron to maintain its aggressive global exploration efforts. Chevron also aims to increase its share buyback program in the future months, which is worth noting. As a result, the return you may get from this dependable dividend investment will climb even more. Number 2. Bank of America. Bank of America is another top-rated dividend stock to consider for your portfolio now. Bank of America continues to beat its peers in terms of share price value, making it one of the best dividend stocks for consistency. For example, the stock price of Bank of America has increased by 74% in the last 5 years. Invesco KBW Bank ETF, which monitors the performance of prominent US-based financial institutions, has only gained 33% over the same time period. Since 2013, this banking institution has distributed dividends as part of its dividend program. However, because of the pandemic's impact, there was no dividend increase in 2020. Even so, if you buy Bank of America stock today, you'll get a running dividend of almost 2.1%. What we also like about Bank of America is that it has a PE ratio of only 11 times. This shows that Bank of America stocks are still inexpensive, based on their performance over the last several years. Number 1. Apple. Apple is one of the world's most valuable firms, with a market valuation that might reach $3 trillion by 2022. The only FANG stock that pays a dividend is Apple. With that stated, this premier technology company's current dividend yield is only 0.5%. Apple can produce financial growth in other areas, despite having the lowest yield on our list of the best dividend stocks for 2022. Apple stock has risen about 380% in the last 5 years. Apple stock has risen nearly 30% in the last year alone. As a result, while Apple's dividend payments are low, the company's share price performance consistently provides value. Furthermore, Apple will devote more than $85 billion in cash to its share buyback program in 2021, generating additional value for owners. Apple still has over $200 billion in cash on hand, so more stock buybacks could be in the works in 2022. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.